cheer for home team sports.
Left. John trying to create something. Tough shot. Oh! Finley racing back to the warning track, to the wall, and he's got it! Brooks is dummy. He hits it!
Not long ago, one of the first Luminous sedans was bought by a family of 5. They said they liked the gas mileage, all the room it had, and they liked the price. Since then, the Luminous sedan has quickly become the best-selling new car name in America. Apparently, a lot of people are winning with it.
The heartbeat of America, that's today's Chevrolet.
Now it's easy to win with a heartbeat.
If the chill of winter has thrown you into shock, it's time you asked yourself, what are you waiting for? You can pay for your new gas heating equipment right on your monthly gas bill and finance it with no money down through Washington Gas with no payments until June 1991. Get warmer. Call Washington Gas at 703-941-HEAT today.
Capital at twilight, and the Washington Capitals with an interesting weekend. A Saturday night game against the Buffalo Sabres, and then a rare Sunday night appearance here at the Capitol Center. A tomorrow night game against the Boston Bruins, and in this one, a late goal in that first period by Benoit Hogue has given the Sabres a 1-0 lead over the Caps after the opening 20 minutes of action here on Home Team Sports. And welcome back to Capitals Hockey. Al Koken with you. David Poyle normally with us between the first and second period. He is not here this evening, but we're happy to have as a pinch hitter a guy who is, I know, itching to get back in the lineup, Senator Peter Zezel. Good to be with you.
Yeah, it's nice to be here, but I'd rather be out on that ice.
Well, you know, with David normally sitting here, we'll take calls at area code 301-499-6600. So you're in the general manager seat, so let's make some trades. Let's swing some deals here. First of all, what kind of prognosis can you give us about when you may get back on the ice?
Well, they diagnosed it. He got the cast off yesterday, and they put a new one on, and it's another 2 weeks in the cast, and when they took the cast off, it didn't look too good. So hopefully I can get back maybe in another month. So.
Have you been able to do really anything? I mean, with the cast on your foot, obviously you can't skate. Can you do any aerobic exercise to try and keep your wind up at all?
Well, it's tough. I'm riding the bike right now, but it's a little tough with the cast on, so they have to tape my foot to the other pedal. So it's a little uncomfortable, but that's only the best thing I can do. I'm working out with Frank Costello, and he's our team weightlifter, we call him, and so I'm trying my best with him, and hopefully I can stay in shape the best as I can, and then when the cast comes off, I can feel a little bit better.
Let's give you that phone number again, area code 301-499-6600. Peter Zezel with us. You acclimated right now? You all moved into the Washington area? Everything settled down?
Oh yeah, it's a nice area. The fans have treated me great, and I'm glad to be wearing a Washington Capitals uniform. I've moved into a place, and everything's all taken care of, and all the furniture is moved in and everything. So I'm happy. It was a little tough at the beginning of the season because I was moving everything out from St. Louis out here, and it got a little hectic with all the moving and stuff. But now I'm pretty well settled, and everything's ready to go.
All right, well, let's go to the phones. AJ from Fairfax, you're our first caller for Peter Zezel. Good evening.
Yeah, hi, Al and Peter. My question is to Peter. How did you feel about the Blues organization out there in St. Louis, Peter?
Well, I feel very strongly to the Blues organization. Any organization with that has the same kind of discipline. St. Louis, it was nice playing there. You know, they've got a lot of players. They signed Scott Stevens to the big contract, Brett Hull to the big contract. And it's up to them now to develop a good organization. And I'm not regretful of the trade or anything. I'm happy that I was able to come here, and they were happy to get Jeff Courtnall. So I guess it worked out for both of us. But as an organization, I think they're going to do well.
as somebody who grew up in St. Louis, I certainly know the Blues organization has been kind of up and down. Started out so strong, and then during the Harry Ernest and Ralston Purina days, kind of went down. But I think Mike Shanahan has really turned things around. They've also just agreed, the city has agreed to build a brand new arena that the Blues are very excited about. And even though I'd hate to not think about seeing hockey in that big old barn on right off the highway, it's going to be interesting. And if that does get built in St. Louis, I think that's going to mean a major, major plus for that franchise.
Well, it was difficult. The arena's it's not bad. It's better than what people think it is. But you know, it is old. It's probably the oldest building in the league. But you know, they're going to change around. They're going to get a new facility, and I think that's going to help the city as well as the hockey team.
Let's go back to the phone. Terry, you're our next caller. Good evening. Go ahead.
Peter, I want to welcome you back to the Patrick division. One of the questions with guys like Pavanka and Bondra, who have all the skills, the speed, and stick, seem to lack a little bit in the toughness, which, especially when you were in Philly, you didn't lack too much. Is there any way that you players can teach them, you know, that aspect of the game, or is that just one way you cannot? You're just going to be a different kind of player?
Well, I'm definitely, they have a lot of skill, Michael and Peter, and I think nothing to take away from their hitting or anything, but we have different players on the team to do different things, and they're playmakers and they're scorers. So I think we have a lot of pluggers on our team, like myself, like to get in the corner and bump and grind, and there's other players on our team that like to do that. And I think with a different aspect of the game, Michael as a playmaker and a goal scorer, and as Peter as a goal scorer, I think you're going to have to get a left winger that's going to bump and grind for them. And I think that you know, they're going to get into their own. And you know, Michael, whenever we were in Philadelphia, we always watched him because he was a good goal scorer, and nothing to take away from him. But he's developing into a great centerman.
Let's go to Baltimore for our next call. Ed, good evening.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Peter, I'd like to welcome you to the Washington Capitol organization. You're a fine hockey player, and how do you? I mean, I know it's different when you were playing with St. Louis going against the Flyers. How is it now, since you're in the Patrick division with the Washington Capitals facing the Philadelphia Flyers?
Well, I think we beat them last time in Philadelphia 6-2. That felt pretty good. So it's something that I've enjoyed to come back to this division. I feel that I play well in this division, and it was a little different with St. Louis because we didn't play against Philadelphia as much. But now, you know, there's that rivalry always between Philadelphia and Washington, and now I'm on the other stick of it. So hopefully I can help the Capitals beat the Flyers as many times as possible.
You know, you still got a lot of fans up there. I remember the day you were traded. Even Bobby Clark's own daughter wouldn't talk to him because you were her favorite player.
It was funny. She had always been a fan of mine, and we had always talked after the games and said hello. And when I got traded, she never talked to Bobby Clark for a week, so that was kind of funny.
Family dissension because of a trade of this man. Let's go to Owensville. Robert, you're our next caller. Good evening.
Well, when's the best time to make a line change?
When you guys are tired, I guess. When you're out on the ice, I mean, you obviously know you need to get off. You're hearing it, but what are the situations where you really feel like, well, I've got a chance to do something here. I need to stay on as opposed to just dump it and skate off.
Well, it depends the situation you're in, like you said. When the puck is in their end, that's when the best time is to change. When it's in your end, that's a no-no. Terry's got the get back to the play sign up, but no, it's very difficult to change when you're in your end. You want to stay in there as much as possible. As soon as you get the puck and get over the red line, you try and dump it to a corner, which is very neutral, and hopefully you can change real quick.
All right, let's get one more call into Silver Spring. I think it's Eric. Go ahead.
Yes, hi, Peter. I'd just like to know, what do you think is the biggest difference between the Patrick division between the other divisions?
Well, it's definitely a harder hitting division. I don't think it is very much different than the Adams division. I mean, there's different rivalries in different divisions, and with us in St. Louis, our rivalry was Chicago, Detroit, and they've got some big players and some heavy hitting players in that division. I find it a little different in the Patrick division because it's a lot hard working. Everything's done in the corners, and you know, the Smythe division's a little bit more wide open. There's a little bit more skating involved. Where in this division and the Adams division, I think there's a lot more work in the corners done, and then again, there's a lot more hitting.
All right, Peter, we're out of time, unfortunately. We appreciate your being our guest, pinch hitting for David Poyle. Peter Zezel, hope to see him out on the ice soon, and we'll return with more intermission activity here at the Capitol Center after these messages on Home Team Sports.
Now how am I going to get there? It'll be great to see the guys again. I wonder if they'll all show. I just gotta get there.
I'm trying to make my way back to the Brackendale River.
Friends deserve the best.
This is great. They all showed up.
The crisp, clean taste of Canada's best beer, Labatt's Blue.
What took you so long?
I had a little car trouble. Between friends, it's true blue, Labatt's Blue.
Hi, Bob Vila for Sears, the home improvement professionals. Maybe you've been dreaming about a beautiful new kitchen or updating your bath. Well, if it's too big a job to do yourself, trust the job to Sears. They've been in business for over 100 years. Sears home improvement professionals will design a whole new kitchen or bath and prepare an estimate, all at no cost to you. The design will make the most efficient use of your space, and the cabinetry is beautiful with the latest features like this space-saving pantry unit. Wouldn't you like to have one of these? Or this appliance garage, and this corner Lazy Susan. All Sears remodeling work is done by authorized contractors who comply with local building codes. Sears guarantees all work and products to your complete satisfaction. For kitchens and a whole lot more, count on the home improvement professionals at Sears, the most trusted name around the house.
Call 1-800-253-1199 to arrange a free in-home Sears kitchen remodeling estimate. 1-800-253-1199.
Hello, I'm Dennis Butler with Lewis Rich.
I'm John May with Giant Food.
Lewis Rich and John are proud to recognize for the second straight year the academic and athletic achievements of the area's top high school football players by presenting the Lewis Rich High School Player of the Week.
Now, meet this week's winner.
Sean West, a junior at Centennial High School in Ellicott City, Maryland, rushed for 171 yards while scoring 2 touchdowns and intercepting 2 passes. Congratulations to Sean West, this week's Lewis Rich High School Player of the Week.
Home Team Sports coverage of Washington Capitals hockey is brought to you by Labatt's Blue, the crisp, clean taste of Canada's favorite beer between friends. It's True Blue, Labatt's Blue. By your nearby Sears home-installed home professionals, the most trusted name around the house. And by Safeway. Come see the difference at Safeway. The first period is over. The Washington Capitals trailing the Buffalo Sabres 1-0. Jeff Rimmer, Craig Laughlin back here on Home Team Sports. And Craig, the Capitals may have outplayed the Buffalo Sabres, but the Sabres lead at 1-0.
Well, they sure did. They had some quality chances for themselves. They had a few chances right in the slot. They either shot wide or Malarchuk came up with some big saves for them. But the Sabres, they got a goal late in the period, but the Capitals really creating a lot of chances for themselves. They just have to capitalize on them.
Let's get a look at our Head and Shoulders shot chart. Because with Head and Shoulders, you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Well, first of all, the Capitals got 10 shots, mostly from the outside, quite a few, 6 shots from the right-hand side, nothing really in the slot. When they had the chances in the slot, Drews had a few chances, Leach, they either shot wide or some big saves by Malarchuk.
Washington Capitals, again with the decided edge in shots, but couldn't come through.
They just couldn't get that goal, but they having quality chances. That's all Terry Murray demands, is that you get chances. Buffalo came back, though, and scored that goal at the end of the period.
And the Sabres with just the 3 shots on goal, but they did make it count, at least one of those 3.
They sure did. They had 3 chances. 2 from the left side and 1 from the other side, but really not a lot of shots for them. But they did get 1 goal. And we have it set up here. Rouse with Mogilny, the other Capitals, they're working a triangle. You've got 2 other Sabres coming into the play here. Rouse has the puck. He tries to go around the boards. It hits Mogilny, hits Howard-Chuck, and Howard-Chuck hears Benoit coming in. He just tips it to him, and he takes a big slap shot, using him as a screen, Johansson as a screen, and he just takes a really hard slap shot, goes through the 5-hole on Mike Liu. And that gives the Sabres the 1-0 lead at the end of the first period.
Well, the teams are back out onto the ice for the start of period number 2. Al Koken standing by downstairs. Al.
All right, thanks very much, guys. You know, you think back on a very tight checking first period. certainly something that, as you talk about, these two teams want to play. But I think back to the days when Scotty Bowman was behind the bench with these Buffalo Sabres, and there was not a team that played the Washington Capitals tougher. And the same thing carried true when Scotty Bowman was with the Montreal Canadiens. And it seems like that tradition has continued. Like the mistakes are really going to decide this game. A good, pretty strong first period for the Capitals in terms of quality chances and limiting the shots. But the one mistake really cost them. And with two opportunistic teams, that's going to be the story, I think, tonight. Let's head back upstairs now to Jeff and Craig.
Well, I think that's exactly right. I think what the Capitals have to do is they're getting the chances. And Terry Murray hockey and Capitals hockey, they want to make Malarchuk stop the puck. In the NHL, you never know about shots on net. You shoot the puck at the net. You make the goalie stop it. Hopefully, you're going to get a rebound. And I think Al Koken and myself and you, Jeff, know that if you get chances, you're going to end up scoring some down the line.
Referee Dan Marawali set for the draw, notifying benches that he is set as far as the starting lineups are concerned. Ridley and Turgeon will do the honors. Face off one by Turgeon. From the Buffalo end. The puck cleared back into the neutral zone. Langway getting it to Kakarnov. Off his stick. Back come the Sabres. Hogue in over the line. He's got Turgeon with him. Fires a shot. Leo makes the save. Kakarnov grabs the rebound. Tries to clear the zone. Sabres dump it back in. Cleared on the backhand. Off the stick and back into the neutral zone comes Kelly Miller. Skating with Leach and Ridley behind him. Miller turns away from Ramsey. Clears it ahead to Leach on the right wing. Caps change their defense. On the fly, Ridley for Washington. Hits it cross ice. Leach is tied up by Ramsey along the near boards. Flipped high in the air by Audette. Almost hit Turgeon. And Lawler skates in for the Capitals. Cross ice pass intercepted by the Sabres, but Miller is there. He feeds it ahead to Leach. Lawler's drive. Big save made there by Malarchuk. Caps keep the puck in the Buffalo end, and then quickly Kelly Miller carried it over the blue line. And the Caps change on the fly as they dump it back in the Buffalo end. Audette. Long left wing pass. Too far for Hogue. Races after it, being chased there by Hatcher. Bumped along the far board. Malarchuk turns in front. And it's quickly cleared off side by Mike Liu. Malarchuk being chased by Dale Hunter with the puck. Cross ice. Here's a shot. Again, a pad save made by Mike Liu. Caps clear the zone. Off Hunter's stick all the way back down to the Buffalo end. Malarchuk almost took a hit there from Dave Tippett. Sabres. Oh. Drops the pass. Here's Hawerchuk winding up, deflected off his stick. Almost hit Hogue in the face, and back come the Capitals. Hunter being chased. On the play, slapped at by Rouse. In the Buffalo end. This is Kennedy for McGillney. McGillney at center. Turns away from Bondra. Again turns from Bondra. He's flipping it on the left wing. Knocked down by Kristen Ruku. Turns away from Rouse. And it's cleared by Dale Hunter. It's Bodger right at the Buffalo bench. And Bondra carries it over the line with John Bruce. Here's Bondra with a backhand shot. Malarchuk gets a piece of it. Bondra gets his own rebound. Being chased by Ramsey. Ramsey fires it down the ice through an opening all the way back down to the Washington end. Johansson touches it. Icing is the call. How about that Peter Bondra? Almost an opportunist in front of Malarchuk.
Yes, well, Peter Bondra, this line out here, really working well, and they're really getting some quality chances. And Bondra catches Ramsey with flat feet, meaning he couldn't turn with him. He was too quick. He used the change of speed. He's on his backhand, gets a good shot on Malarchuk. Malarchuk's big left toe gets out there and stops the puck. But the key to Bondra, he uses that change of speed. And in Europe, change of speed is a big part of the game over there. And you've got to use that fake little step and then go really quick, Jeff.
He's got 3 speeds in high gear. Fast, faster, and fastest. One of the speedier players in the National Hockey League, for sure. Peter Bondra, rookie with the Washington Capitals. Doing a little manicuring of the ice in the Buffalo end. Face off to the left of Clint Malarchuk. With the Sabres leading 1-0, 17:29 left here in period number 2. Caps with a decided edge in shots, but trail where it counts on the scoreboard. From the drive. Rutu and Pavanka battle in the face-off circle. Backhanded towards Johansson. Too far. Rouse will have to skate inside his own side of the red center line. Rouse looking to backhand it ahead to Bondra. Wrapped off the boards by Snuggerud. Back into the neutral zone. Hansen quickly fires it back in. On the near boards. Bruce couldn't control it. Ramsey gets it ahead for Snuggerud. Ahead to Brown at center. Brown with Mackel on his right wing. Flips it. Off into the open corner. Racing after it. There's Bondra for the Capitals. Turns from Snuggerud. Shot from the point way wide. Comes along the near side now. John Druce looking to feed it ahead to Bondra. Bondra in over the line. Fires a drive. Save made by Malarchuk. Brown clears it, but Druce intercepts. Druce steals it. In the face-off circle, looking for Pivonka, who's there. He's got it. Dumps it off into the far corner. Hatcher one-times it. It goes wide. Snuggerud tying up his man. Trying to freeze it along the boards. Pivonka is there. Attempting to steer it clear. Snuggerud trying to freeze and get the face-off in the Buffalo end. Maruelli not impressed with the hold. Bondra takes a hit behind the net from Miller. They tie up. And the puck is dumped all the way back down to the Washington end. Lawler racing after it, touches it, icing the call. We'll have a face-off back in the Buffalo end. Buffalo leading the Capitals 1-0, 16:10 left.
Owning the wrong car can be expensive. Now, these two lost more than $2,000 in trade-in value in less than a year. This Toyota, less than $300. And that could save you hundreds, even thousands on your next new car. Better resale value, low repair costs, trouble-free ownership. Probably why so many people drive Toyotas. See your Toyota dealer today. For Toyota value, it's the best deal going.
Well, end-to-end action here, Jeff. Both teams really picking it up and really playing to that far winger. They're trying to go cross ice, trying to open up the ice and trying to get some chances for themselves. That makes the game very quick and a lot of skating involved.
Capitals won the draw in the offensive zone, but couldn't keep the pressure on in the Buffalo end. Kyprios dumps a high one back down to the Buffalo end of the ice. Caps trying to set something up in front of Malarchuk. Wrap around by May, and Malarchuk makes the save. Kyprios slapped at, pile up in front of Malarchuk, and they all shove the Buffalo goaltender to the back of the net. Malarchuk not at all pleased with that extra hit there from Kyprios as he tried to freeze in front.
Well, Kyprios was standing out in front, and he just gave Malarchuk a whack in his glove, trying to knock the puck free, going to that net, trying to create a chance.
We'll step aside with the Washington Capitals trailing the Buffalo Sabres 1-0.
Hey, could you stop using your medicated shampoo?
Not with my dandruff.
But your hair feels so nice. I didn't think your shampoo could do that.
Really?
Used to be, treating persistent dandruff could leave you with medicated hair. Introducing new intensive treatment. It helps protect your hair while it gives you the most effective medicine available without a prescription.
Honey, let's not talk about my dandruff problem, okay?
What problem?
New Head & Shoulders intensive treatment. Tough on dandruff without medicated hair.
The Capitals working the puck down low. Berglund, Kyprios, and May really working the puck. Doing a reverse play. May tries to come out, stuff it on Malarchuk. All the defense follow him. Then Kyprios in front, whacking at it. And then Malarchuk gives him a little whack in his leg. In comes the big defenseman, knocks him over. Penalties.
And the Capitals will have their first power play, first full power play of the evening. They did have 29 seconds in period one. The Caps on the power play, 24.1%. 19 of 79. And the Sabres penalty killing, first in the NHL, killing off 74 of 84. Calle Johansson for the Capitals, leading the Washington attack at center. Left wing pass for Hunter, backhanded into the Buffalo end. Krug takes a hit from Hatcher in the offensive zone for the Capitals. Bruce now on the right wing. Tied up by Ruutu. Ramsey tries to knock it away. Malarchuk comes out of the net, wraps it off the board. Johansson steps up. He's turned around by Ruutu. Druce is there to keep it in. Ruutu backhands it off the Capital stick, and the Caps will have to regroup in the neutral zone. Lead pass off the stick of Pivonka, who races after it. Ramsey is there first for Buffalo. Turned around by Pivonka. Squirts loose. Malarchuk wisely holds on.
The Capitals using a harder round to enter the zone because the Buffalo Sabres really standing up with 4 men across. They got Dale Hunter out there. They've got John Druce to get those pucks on the board. So whenever the forwards get it, they shoot it hard around. Hunter, Druce, the big guys, the grit and the grinders have to get their body on the boards, preventing the puck from coming out of the zone.
This power play unit for the Capitals has Hutter flanked by John Bruce and Michael Pivonka. Hatcher and Johansson are on the blue line. Ruutu up front with Snuggerud. Dean Kennedy on the blue line. Isn't that a former teammate of yours as well with the Los Angeles Kings?
He sure was, and he's a big, strong defenseman, not very mobile, but he likes to kill penalties, and he blocks quite a few shots for the Sabres on defense.
Caps keep in the Buffalo end. Bruce takes a hard hit, but gets the puck to Hutter, who couldn't control it. Slapped around on the boards, backhanded by Hatcher. Auto stick of Hutter. Cross ice for Johansson, pinching in. Johansson's backhander behind the net to John Bruce. Bruce for the Capitals. Turning away from Kennedy, gets it to Hutter. In the slot for Johansson, and he fired it wide. Hutter trying to steer it in front. Knocked down by Snuggerud, he and Ruutu. Killing off his penalty up front. And it's dumped back into the Washington end. 40 seconds remaining in the penalty in the Caps power play. Hatcher getting away from Makela. Gets it ahead to Pivonka. Off a skate to Miller. Offside the call. 32 seconds remaining. And the Caps man advantage. 14:23 here in the second period. Buffalo leading 1-0.
Yes, they get a good chance in the power play. Dale Hunter gets the puck with his head up. Just feathers a pass out to Johansson, a big slap shot. It actually goes wide. I don't think Malarchuk got a piece of it. Goes wide. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to collapse that Sabre box. The Sabres very, very aggressive, killing penalties. They're very aggressive, even when you've got control of the puck. And that can make breakdowns. When you're so aggressive, you're trying to get that puck, things break down. Johansson there for a good one-timing shot, and that's what the Capitals are looking for.
Ridley, Leach, and Miller up front. Hatcher and Tatarna. Remaining 28 seconds left in the penalty in the Caps power play. Along the far board, Kelly Miller gets it to Ridley. He's ridden off on the play and cleared. All the way back down into the Washington end by Mikko Makela. Hatcher backhands it as he takes a hit from Hogue. To Tatarna. Left wing pass to Kelly Miller. 8 seconds, the last rush up the ice. Kevin Hatcher tries to split the defense. Tied up there by Crew. Good defensive play. Hatcher tried to go through the middle. Makela feeds it ahead to Hogue. Left wing pass. And over the line. Fires a drive. Layut makes the save. Miller coming out of the penalty box. Gets a drive. As the teams come back to full strength, this is Tatarna off the stick, way up into the crowd behind Malarchuk. 13:34 left. The Buffalo Sabres with a 1-0 lead. Let's go downstairs to Al Koken.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Let's update you on the out-of-town scores tonight in the NHL on the Washington Post scoreboard. Still 1-0. The Islanders lead Calgary. That now in the second period. Pittsburgh has finally scored a goal. It's 2-1 Boston with that lead. Both of those Boston goals from Bobby Carpenter in the second. No score yet. Montreal and New Jersey. And Philadelphia pouring it on Quebec 4-1. That now early in the second period at Le Colisée. Remember, we're here tomorrow night with the Boston Bruins. Game time is at 7 o'clock. Back upstairs.
That one should be a dandy.
It sure should. Well, two Adams Division teams. They play very similar styles. The Big Bad Bruins. They had a great series last year in the playoffs with the Capitals. I think the Capitals looking for a little bit of revenge tomorrow night against those Bruins.
Flying away, cross ice for Rouse. He wraps it back into the Buffalo end off the glass. Brown. Hit there by Tippett. Pivonka comes in for the Caps. Michael Pivonka feeds it back to the point to Rouse. Wrist shot high and wide. Alan May tied up by Turgeon. Backhands it off into the corner. Brown is there. Tippett and Pivonka fight for possession. Pivonka comes up with it. Backhands it towards the net. Off his skate. Rouse pinching in. Here's Bob Rouse with all kinds of traffic in front. Malarchuk gets the blocker pad up. Alan May turns from Turgeon. Pivonka's got it for the Capitals. Remember, the team's at full strength right now. Here's Rouse with the Capitals. All over the Buffalo end. Bob Rouse again pinching in. Backhands it off into the corner. Tied up. Brown takes a hit from May as he dumps it into the neutral zone. Pivonka kicks it ahead for Rouse. What a great shift for Bob Rouse, who's all over the ice. Dumps it back in the Buffalo end. Brown turning away from Alan May. Malarchuk comes out to help. Dale Hunter has it tipped off his stick. Now Kyprios backhands it to Hunter. Dale Hunter trying to get something going in the Buffalo end. Cleared off his stick. Hatcher tries to keep it in. Knocked down by Tucker. Audette turns from Hunter. John Purvis is there for the Capitals. Backhands to Hatcher. Cross ice for Lawler. Buffalo changing on the fly. Foligno clears it ahead into the Washington end. Lawler being chased by Tucker. Gets it. outside, but then dumped back in off the skate of Foligno, thus the offside call.
The Capitals really getting the forechecking going because the Sabres were playing man for man. And what happens then, you look to make picks against each other, and the Capitals had full control of the puck a lot of the time in the Sabres zone because the Sabres play man for man. Mike Lawler, he's a solid defensive defenseman. You don't hear a lot about him or anything, but he does his job out there every night. He moves the puck extremely well and comes up on the play.
Very steady defenseman. He's certainly upgraded his game. Looking very comfortable now on the Caps blue line. Berglund and John Tucker do the honors just outside the Washington blue line. Tucker gets it back to Krupp. Cross ice for Ramsey. Ramsey wraps it off the board. Back into the Washington end. On the near side. Kyprios trying to clear it ahead for Berglund. Off his stick. Tucker with Foligno. On the right wing, looking for Foligno in the slot, but Hatcher bumps him off the puck. Foligno gets it back, looking in front. Clear by Berglund down the ice. Krupp for Buffalo, skates in front of his own net. Feeds Tucker on the right wing. John Tucker flips it into the opposite end. Alan May throws a check behind the net. Lawler steers it ahead for Rouse. Off the stick of Berglund. Knocked down at center by Bodger and cleared right back behind the Washington net. Lawler steers it ahead here on the near side. And Kyprios dumps it back into the Buffalo end. Bodger to Mogilny. Both teams changing on the go. Mogilny. Pass ice for Bodger. Ahead to Hogue at center. Hogue with a streaking Mogilny. Looking for Mogilny, and he just couldn't control the puck. Christian Rutu on the far board. Mogilny lets it go. Hogue tries to get it, but Lawler has it for the Capitals. For John Druce. John Druce to the Capitals, to Pivaka. Tips the puck into the Buffalo end. Malarchuk leaving for Bodger to Kennedy. Kennedy being chased by Pivaka. Clears it cross ice. Bodger one-times it back down into the Washington end. Icing is waved off. Langway gets it for the Capitals. Skates in front of his own net to Pivaka. Steered ahead on the right wing for Bondra. Bondra being chased by Bodger. Goes around Bodger, gets it across ice, and he couldn't control it. John Druce breaking in on the left wing. We've got a penalty upcoming here. The Caps will be back on the power play. And with 10:13 left, the Caps again enjoying a manpower advantage.
And all you Oriole fans out there, you can join Brooks Robinson, Earl Weaver, Boog Powell, Lee May, and other past Orioles at the 6th Annual Orioles Fantasy Camp, January 27th through February 3rd. It's a fantastic week of baseball with the pros at the Orioles Spring Training Site in Sarasota, Florida. And it's a perfect Christmas gift for that special baseball fan. And you can get it by calling 1-800-243-BIRD. Well, Bondra gets one step on Bodger, and he comes in, he uses his strength, he gets his shoulder in front of Bodger, he gets pulled down. John Druce wide open, couldn't get the backhand across to Druce, but the Caps are now on the power play.
It'll be Mike Ridley with Leach and Miller up front. Tatarnov and Hatcher on the first power play unit. On the blue line here, Rutu and Snuggerud on the blue line. From the drop, Ridley gets it back to Hatcher. Hatcher clearing it on the near side for Leach, who backhands it ahead to Miller. He's tied up by Ramsey. Leach comes in to help out. Knocks down the puck with a glove. Here's Leach now, trying to skate in front of the net. Leach tied up by Ramsey. Malarchuk tried to glove it. He couldn't do so. Here's Leach in front. Tipped in, scores! Mike Ridley!
Stephen Leach just was looking for a pass across. He just throws it in front. Gets deflected by Kelly Miller. And Mike Ridley, standing at the far post, just flips it up over Malarchuk. The key here is Huey Krupp without a stick. Number 4 without a stick. Can't really take out Leach. Goes to Miller. Tips it to Ridley. And Ridley puts it up over top of the sprawled Malarchuk.
Just 26 seconds after the Caps go on the power play, they've tied up the hockey game. 1-1. Ridley's fifth. From Miller and Leach, 10-13. Play underway. In the Caps end, this is team captain Rod Langway feeding ahead to John Gruce. Gruce with Pavaka and Bondren over the line. Tipped off his stick. Back come the Buffalo Sabres with Ruutu and McGillney in over the line. Drop pass. McGillney couldn't control it. Back in the neutral zone. Picked up by Snuggerud. Offside the call. Christian Ruutu still in the Washington end. That's the offside call.
Well, Rod Langway, he's a veteran defense. He just came off that road trip, and he says, boy, he says the guys are really performing as a team, really working hard, and you have to work that much harder on the road. And he thinks the team's coming together as a unit. He says they were out on the road, they're getting to know each other better. They're just forming a real close-knit team, and he thinks that carries over onto the ice.
Dale Hunter set for the face-off. He wins the draw, gets it back to Calle Johansson. Johansson backhanded to Dave Tippett. Became a father for the second time yesterday. Makula clears it off into the corner. Howard-Chuck races after it. Bob Rouse along the far boards. Sabres intercept. Coming around in front. Tipped by Johansson, who directs it behind the net. Now skates it on the right wing for Purvis. Long lead pass to Dave Tippett. Races after it. Skated off by Howard-Chuck. Intercepted by Hunter in front for Tippett. And he couldn't get a shot away. Brown. Ridden off on the play by Purvis. Back come the Sabres. Here's Hogue with McGillney. Hogue on the right wing. Turned around by Hunter. Couldn't get a drive away, but Hogue still controlling the puck. Along the far boards in front. Mike Liut finally falling to his knees and smothering the puck, and will have a face-off of the Washington end.
A strong save there by Liut, and the key there was Dale Hunter caught back playing defense because the defense jumped up, and he gets caught back, makes a good play. But Mike Liut been tested. He's standing his ground. He's not flopping. He's standing up and just playing the angles, letting the puck hit him.
And as both teams change, we'd certainly like to congratulate Dave Tippett and his wife Wendy on the new addition. Last night at Georgetown University Hospital, Wendy gave birth to the Tippett's second daughter, Natalie, a healthy 7-pound, 8-ounce baby girl. Congratulations from all of us here at Home Team Sports. Dave, Wendy, and sister Nicole. Dave Tippett, father for the second time last night. He was a happy guy this morning as we had a chance to visit with him, Craig.
He sure was. He's very happy, and he had a lot of energy built up in him. He just wanted to go out tonight and really put together a good performance.
Hatcher flips a high one back down to the Buffalo end. Krupp racing after it, being chased there by Leach. Krupp on the backhand. Kelly Miller knocks it down, but couldn't control the bouncing puck. Hatcher steps up for the Capitals. Hatcher is turned around behind the Buffalo net. The fans feel the penalty should be called, but Marawelli does it. Odette along the far boards, ridden off by Kelly Miller. Lawler gets it back. Krupp from the point, right on. Stick save made by Liut. Lawler and Odette tie up. Ridley for the Caps. Trying to feed it ahead off his stick. Caps able to clear their own zone. Andrewchuk backhands it towards the net. Liut leaves there for Lawler. Mike Lawler jumped on the play. Andrewchuk backhands it ahead. Lawler intercepts that. Ridley to Miller with Hatcher and Leach. Go forward, the minute over the line. Here's Hatcher in front. Malarchuk to save the rebound. Leach tried to steer it past him, but Malarchuk stood his ground. Langway steps up for the Capitals. Puck knocked down by Kennedy. Back come the Sabres. Caps change on the fly. Turgeon puts a slow one into the Washington end. Liut leaves for Tatarna. Tied 1-1 with 7:12 left. You're watching Caps hockey on Home Team Sports. Second period action as it's backhanded by Pavaka into the Buffalo end. Malarchuk leaves for his defenseman Bodger. Sabres cleared the zone as Ruutu looks for Makula, but intercepted there by Pavaka, who quickly dumps it back in the Buffalo end. Bodger giving it ahead to Kennedy off his skate, and Bodger couldn't control the bouncing puck. Snuggerud to Ruutu. On the right wing for Makula. Makula in over the line. Directing a shot towards the net, and Ruutu standing there, but couldn't get a shot at the open side with Liut going the other way. And a penalty upcoming, holding the call. Play whistle down Marawelli making his way to the penalty box. We'll be back with a power play. Stay tuned.
Don't forget to change the oil.
Don't forget to change the oil.
Honey,
Yeah?
we should change the oil. The Capitals with a good offensive chance here. 4-on-2. Kevin Hatcher throws it across to Leach. Leach just redirects it at Malarchuk, hits him in the shoulder. They exchange chances because right away off this play, the Buffalo Sabres broke down on the Caps. The Caps a little bit tired. They break down on the Caps. Makela waits for everybody to go to the net. Bondra coming back, pulls down Audette, gets the penalty. The Sabres on the power play.
Great view from that Hardy's Priest camera. With the Sabres now on the power play. We're back to live action. Kevin Hatcher through an opening, dumps it back down to the Buffalo end. Still off some valuable seconds in the shorthanded situation. Roger leading the Buffalo attack to his own blue line. Comes to center, flipping it on the right wing, goes off his skate, and he'll have to regroup inside his own blue line. Ridley and Miller up front to kill off for the Capitals. And Hogue carries it in over the line. Hogue leads the attack, drops it for Howard Chuck. To Andrew Chuck. Off his skate, Ridley's got it for the Capitals. He feeds ahead to Hatcher. Hatcher's all by himself. In an equal zone. Flips it off into the open corner.
The Capitals playing an I formation forechecking, meaning the first guy forces them wide. The second penalty killer has to come behind, pick up the center ice. They don't want the puck in the center zone. They want it on the wings.
Minute and 4 seconds left of the penalty as a drive by Hogue goes wide. Turgeon tries to get it behind the net. Does. Turgeon flipping a backhander in front. Glove there by Mike Liut, and he holds on.
Mike Liut, a couple of big saves. Turgeon, this line out here, there's some good quality goal scorers for the Sabres. And they're on the power play. Turgeon, turnover by Andrechuk. Turgeon gets the puck, and he's thinking goal. He's thinking a chance at a goal, and he just throws it out in front. Then hits the Capital skate, Lawler. Then he gets another whack at it, and Liut has to come up with a big glove save.
And a view of the crowd here at the Capitol Center tonight. And there's our vantage point. Greg Loughlin, yours truly, Jeff Rimmer, watching all the action on Home Team Sports.
That's the first time for that, Jeff. My people, my family back home are going to be happy to see where I actually sit in this arena.
Not as happy as our assistant up here, Larry Getlin's family, who are sure are tuning in. Back home in Baltimore, watching us on Home Team Sports. From the draw, Rutu. Back to the point. Krug clears it off the board. Rutu in the far corner. Helped up there by Odette. Langway steers it right onto the stick of Mogilny. Knocked down by the Capitals. Brown. Back to Mogilny. Back to Brown. Fans on his shot. Kelly Miller's got it for the Capitals. He and Ridley. Skate the puck to center. Brown dumps Ridley. And I think the Buffalo Sabres are going to be called here, and that'll nullify the extra man situation. Hooking is the call. 27 seconds left in the penalty to Bondra, and then the Caps will be on the power play. We'll be back with the action right here on Home Team Sports. Stay tuned.
Hey, give you a lift to your car?
I don't have a car.
What's the gas can for?
Well, I'm thinking about getting one. The Caps very aggressive on their penalty killing. And what they do is they hold onto the puck extremely well. Kelly Miller, Mike Ridley, they hold onto the puck, causes the Sabres to get a penalty. And the penalty was Mike Ridley. He's trying to come back. Brown had his stick all over him at center ice, who just came into the picture there. He had his stick on him all the way from center ice. Ridley finally fell, trying to get up in the play with Kelly Miller to try to create a 2-on-1. He got pulled down. Brown's in the box. Caps on the power play.
They will be in 27 seconds. Peter Bondra still remains in the penalty box. Pavanka and Hogue set for this face-off to the left of Malarchuk. Caps win the draw. Drive by Hatcher goes wide. Ramsey steers it off the backboards for Krupp. Krupp turns away from John Druce. Krupp on the right wing for Makela, who's in over the line. Makela skates around behind Mike Liut, still with the puck. Mikko Makela, the one-time New York Islander, controlling in the Washington end. In front, backhand, scores! And the Buffalo Sabres have taken a 2-1 lead. Krupp tipping it in from in front of Mike Liut, and Buffalo have taken a 2-1 lead.
Huey Krupp, a big defenseman, he just jumps into the play. And it's a 4-on-4, and it's tough to play 4-on-4. And Makela carries up to the point. He's waiting. He's got two Capitals up with him, leaving Huey Krupp to go to the net. He just deflects it. Then he gets his own rebound and just slaps it into the empty net. But the key here, playing 4-on-4, you play man for man. Makela brought two of the Caps up with him, creating an odd man advantage down low, and Huey Krupp jumps into the opening and gets a couple of whacks at it and puts it in.
And for Krupp, goal number 3 on the year. Sabres come back again here. Snuggerud, pad save made by Mike Williams. Makela drives an assist. And Ramsey as well. So the Buffalo Sabres regained a 1-goal lead. The Caps are on the power play. Long lead pass. Offside for call. John Druce skating in for the puck. John Druce getting a vote of confidence earlier on this season from Coach Terry Murray, and he has responded in a very big way.
He sure has. He's getting a lot of ice time. He's penalty killing. He's had a regular shift. He's on the power plays. That shows in his stats, and he's really working hard at releasing that puck quickly. You see him after practice. He shoots 20 or 30 pucks quickly because he knows you shoot quickly, you have a good chance of scoring here.
Captain Bill Brooks down in the penalty box now, notifying the officials that there should be a change here, as we've got some problems with the new clocks at one end. One clock showing 4:15 at the end of the ice, and the clock at center showing the 5:02 mark. As you can see, the tell screen and the clock at center ice.
Well, it's the first night for these new clocks they just put in at the Cap Center, and I'm sure they're using the tell screen as the #1 timekeeping device here.
Time.
Yes, exactly right. And they're just using the other one to try to work them in, to use them in following games.
Dale Hunter at center, flips it into the Buffalo end. Caps are on the power plays. It's slapped by Ramsey off the glass, right out of the stick of Krupp, who clears the zone. Johansson backhands it right out of the stick of Snuggerud. Snuggerud with Krupp and over the line. John Druce for the Capitals, intercepts. Back comes Washington. Kevin Hatcher leading the attack and over the line. Flips it on the right wing for Pivonka. Being chased by Ramsey. Gets it to Hunter. Hunter to John Druce. Back to Dale Hunter. Cross ice, Johansson in front all alone, and Malarchuk comes out to make the initial save. Sabres knock down the rebound. Krupp clears it back into the Washington end. 26 seconds left now in the penalty. Hunter couldn't control it. Snuggerud. Cross ice for Hogue. Hogue clearing it all the way back to his own blue line. Hops over the stick of Ramsey. 15 seconds remain as Malarchuk gets it to Ramsey. Cross ice for Kennedy. And he finds an opening and clears it all the way down the ice.
The Capitals on this power play really having the top of the slot wide open, and Johansson's had a couple of good shots from the high slot, just hasn't been able to put them on the net.
Mike Ridley for the Capitals as the teams come back to full strength. Feeds it back to Tatarnov. To Rouse, who's pinching in. Rouse tries to get a drive away. Knocked down. Back comes Makela. 2-on-1 with Hogue. Here's Makela. Cross ice for Hogue, and he couldn't control the bouncing puck. Tatarnov is there to ride him off on the play. Rouse for the Capitals. Clearing it ahead to Leach, who couldn't knock it down. Shot from the point goes wide. Off on the near side now. Andrechuk trying to get away from Kelly Miller. Spins and turns. There, Tatarnov has it for Washington. To Kelly Miller. Miller, lead pass knocked down by Turgeon with a drive, and makes a stick save. The rebound, clear back in front, and shot wide. Traffic in front. As Kelly Miller clears it off into the corner. Delayed penalty upcoming to the Buffalo Sabres. They get their goaltender out. Malarchuk's out for an extra attacker. As play is whistled down, Buffalo will go on the power play. And there's no time showing right now on the clock at center ice. 2:12 at the end of the ice, and we'll have to assume that is official time.
Well, I guess I must have been wrong, Jeff. It was the big clock at center ice. Now they've got them hooked up. They're all 2:12 here in the arena. The Capitals get running around a little bit in their own zone. Rouse has to take the man out in front of the net, gets called for holding. Andrechuk falls down, goes right into the post. Rouse gets the call for holding, but the Capitals failed to clear the puck. They had a couple of good opportunities to clear the zone of the puck. The Sabres kept it in. Their defensemen stayed on the blue line and kept it in and kept firing it behind the net, so it created a lot of chances.
There you got to look at the power play stats for the game tonight. Buffalo's on the power play. Shot from the point. Glove by Leute. He couldn't hold on, but it was batted away by Langway. Sabres. Andrechuk beating for Turgeon. Langway knocks that one down into the corner. Backhands it right back on the stick of Andrechuk. Beating down low. Turgeon. Cross ice. Here's Bodger at the point now. Getting it to Hogue. Back to Bodger. Back to Hogue. Bruce tried to tip it. Almost did. Turgeon. Backhands it for Hawerchuk. In front off Leute. Here's Hogue. Moving away from Rod Langway. In front. Turgeon tries to get a shot away and scores. Mike Leute beaten on the short side. Buffalo with a power play goal and a 2-goal lead.
Turgeon standing right at the side of the net, and the Capitals really forcing the play. Rod Langway tries to slide on the shot, but he fakes the shot, throws it right to Turgeon. Turgeon gets 2 or 3 whacks at it, finally ends up under Leute's legs and into the net. But a good play. He faked out Benoit Hogue, faked out Langway, he slid out, he then slid it across to Turgeon. Leute makes actually the first save, then the puck trickles into the net behind him.
Well, Pierre Turgeon coming into tonight's game leading the Buffalo Sabres with a total of 10 goals. And he gets a couple of whacks at it with Mike Leute down. And on the power play, Buffalo now leads by 2. Hogue and Hawerchuk draws 6. Sabres with 1:28 leading the Washington Capitals here on home ice by a 3-1 score. Caps trying to put that puck free at the Buffalo bench. Sabres hold on for a faceoff in the neutral zone.
A lot of little scrums along the boards tonight, in the corners along the boards. The Sabres just intent to freeze the puck on the board. That really drives you crazy. You're in there, you're trying to dig the puck out, and they move it along the boards. You get really frustrated, and that's what the Sabres are trying to do. They're trying to frustrate the Capitals.
Well, I'm sure Coach Terry Murray will have a few words for the troops in between periods. Caps will make some adjustments, try to get something going here. Buffalo coming back with a few more shots in the latter part of the period. They now just trail by 3, 18-15 in the Caps' favor. But on the scoreboard, it's the Sabres in front, 3-1. Pavanka and Tucker from the draw, one by Tucker. Ray dumps it into the Washington end. Lawler sets up behind Mike Leute. Caps. Something going here with now 1:04 left. Lawler. The Hatcher. Bondra steers it off the boards back in the neutral zone. Pavanka racing after it. Pavanka trying to control that bouncing puck. Unable to do so. Otherwise, he was in home free. Back comes Ruutu. 2 on, make that 3-on-2. Feeds a backhand pass for Makela in front, knocked down by Peter Bondra, and he gets it ahead to Pavanka. Back to Bondra. Bondra moving right in on Krug. He's got Druce on the left wing, tries to feed it to Druce and does, but Druce tied up there by Christian Ruutu and couldn't get a shot away at Malarchuk. Back to Pavanka at the face-off circle. He fakes a shot, but couldn't control the bouncing puck. Makela right out of the stick of Lawler, who clears it off the boards back down to the Buffalo end. Caps change on the fly. Ramsey to Krug. Dumps it in the neutral zone. Lawler steps up and fires it right back in with 9 seconds left. Malarchuk leaves for Ramsey. Wraps it off the board. Too far for Snuggerud. Here's a drive from the point. Knocked down by Ramsey with a glove. Tatarnov has it as the horn goes to end period number 2. And the Buffalo Sabres with a 2-goal lead after the Caps had come back to tie the score. Caps out shooting Buffalo 18-15, but trailing on the scoreboard. The score, the Washington Capitals trailing the Buffalo Sabres 3-1. This is the Home Team Sports Television Network.